Hi, I'm going to show you how to work with Python scripts on the Alvis HPC cluster maintained by C3SE for the course called Intro to Python for HPC as taught by NICE, the National Academic Infrastructure for Supercomputing. If you take a look at the table of content, I will tell you why this is important. And there are two exercises in which we create a Python script and where we run a Python script. So that is this session. Also, we're going to practice using the documentation of your HPC cluster, in this case Alvis. And then we use that documentation to create and run a Python script. Why do you want to use scripts? Well, because the alternative is very much worse. You don't want to copy paste Python code one by one at a time manually. Instead, you want to put all that Python code into one file, into one plain text file, and that's called a script. And then you can run it. You can also share it with your colleagues. The exercises. Exercise 1, we need to create a Python script. So go to the documentation of your HPC cluster, then answer the questions below. If you cannot find any helpful documentation, use the UpMax documentation about Nano. Go. So I'm gonna put the Alvis documentation here to the right of my screen so that we can quickly search through it. There. On your HPC cluster, create a file called hello-world.py using a text editor or Linux command. So I'm going to search for the word text editor, I think. Text editor, there. Writing a job script made this. Yeah, let's take a look what writing a job script says. Here it says. So this is how you create a file. You do nano space and the name of the file. Alright, we can work with that. Is there anything more about nano? Let's take a look. So because nano is indeed what we're going to use. Maybe it's here a bit more. Yeah, it's called one of the editors. I have to click on the word editor. There's a comic here that's not very helpful for us. So what we have seen about Nano is how we create a file, but not how to use Nano in a bit more detail. So I'm going to use the UpMax documentation anyways. I put it in this tab. There, this is how it looks. This is how to start Nano. This is how to edit a file with it. And this is how to use it. You'll see I know this by heart. I will show you how to do it without reading the documentation. But this is how we will start Nano. So to create a file, we need to do nano, name of the file. And in this case, it's called hello-world.py. I can do that. So I copy this. And on Alvis, I will type nano space and then this file name. So let's go to Alvis. Here we are. Nano hello world. Let's take a look what happens. Yes, here we have nano. And we need to go back to the exercise because now we need to copy the following content into the script. Let's do that. And I'll put also the editor here to the right so we can see what I'm doing there. Ctrl Shift V. So you need to do Ctrl Shift V to paste to a terminal. Now it's there. Next step, save the script. So now it's called write out instead of save. And this notation means Control, that's his flying hat, O. This means Control O to do save. So I do Control O. It asks me which file name to use. Well, it fills in the one I'm currently using, so I press enter. That was the good file, the correct one. Next step is closing the editor. So that's exit, Control X, let's do that, Control X. And then the next step is verify that the script has its contents saved. So for example, we can open up the file again to see indeed the content is there. We can also use the Linux command cat, which shows the content of a file. Good. So we have a file. We have a file that is a Python script that we can run now. Exercise 2, run a Python script. Search the documentation for a maximum of 5 minutes. If you cannot find it, use the UpMax documentation. Well, let's go to the documentation here. And I'm gonna search for the word Python script. Run Python script. Hyperq containers profiling. Maybe this is the best one. Running a Python script. Okay, this is what to put in a Python script, but not how to run it. Let's do a search again. Example Python client. Vera script example. That's not it. Maybe. No, right. Let's just do Python script. Example. What about we're gonna search for run script? Running jobs. That's something else. Run Python. Using matplotlib, we've seen that didn't work. Alright, so I'm gonna give up here. I have no idea how to, maybe just on Python, maybe they have a main Python page. Yeah, here they have a main Python page. Let's see if they discuss how to run a Python script. So I'm gonna scroll through it. They start with virtual environments. I don't care about this, so I'm just gonna call through it. Virtual networks environments, sure, don't care. Matplotlib, don't care, no. So this means that this HPC center does not describe how to run a Python script. This is quite obvious, so this is also fine. But instead, then I'll be using the UpMax documentation. There, I paste this link. Here it says, you can run a Python script in the shell by doing it, or if you have Python 3, I have no idea what that is. So this is how to do it. You just do Python and then the name of the file. Well, we can do this on Alvis. So I do Python, name of the file. So when I run this, so note that I did not load any Python module. So if I run this, this will be a very old Python version. It's even absent. So I need to module load Python, or I need to load the Python module, maybe with a capital P. There I have it. And now I can run the Python script. Good. So on Alvis, you absolutely need to load that module. I just guessed the name. Else you do use module spider Python, for example, to find out all the versions you can pick from. I picked the default version, which was good enough for me. But if you care about reproducibility, you pick a specific version. Good. With all that out of the way, I have just showed you how to work with Python scripts for the Alvis HPC cluster for the course Intro to Python for HPC as provided by NICE. With that, I wish you a very good day. Bye!